Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalam ala Sayyidil Mursaleen wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'een. Zakat is an obligation on every Muslim and Muslimah. Islam believes that the man has to keep his property in his own hand and he is responsible for his own assets. And his wife is independent financially and she has to pay zakah on her own assets. The husband is not responsible for the zakat of his wife, and the wife is not responsible for the zakat of her husband. So they should calculate their zakat individually. This is the rule of thumb. Now, the lady has to calculate her assets. Number one, zakatable assets and non-zakatable assets. There is no zakat on non-zakatable assets, and their zakat shall be paid on zakatable assets. And she must pay if it is more than the nisab, and the nisab is 87.5 grams of gold. The value today on September 17, 2020 is $5,460 US. If any Muslim lady has her own assets, zakatable assets, more than $5,460 US as of today, equal to 87.5 grams of gold, and that much of asset is with her for the last 350 days, equal to one complete lunar year, then she must pay zakah on it. And the husband is not responsible. But if the husband pays on her behalf and gifts this money, fine, there is no objection to it. But if she does not have cash money, she should give in gold or whatever assets she has. For example, a lady has 400 tulas of gold, 400 tulas of gold. So she has to pay, on 400, she has to pay 10 tulas of gold as zakat. If she has 40 tulas of gold, she must give 1 tula of gold in zakat every year. She should calculate, and if she doesn't have cash, doesn't matter, she can give in gold, she can give in silver, she can give in cash according to the value of the day on which zakat is paid. Similarly, if she has to receive her dowry amount from her husband and the husband did not pay yet, that shall be considered a loan. That shall be considered a loan. And if there are high hopes that he may be able to pay within months, then she has to pay zakat on her dowry amount also, because there are good chances that her husband will return this, which is considered as a loan. Now, if the husband is poor and he did not pay the dowry for the last, say, 20 years or 15 years, and there is no hope, and she is not expecting from him, then she can deduct that loan of dowry also from her zakat. A lady can give zakat to her husband, but usually it is said that the husband cannot give zakat to his wife and his children. It is reported that the wife of Abdullah bin Mas'ud radiallahu an, the famous companion of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, was poor, and his wife Zainab was rich, and Zainab was paying, radiallahu ta'ala anha, was paying zakat to her husband Abdullah bin Mas'ud radiallahu an. And if the husband returns the dowry, the amount of mahr, say after 10 years, then some of the scholars say that she has to pay zakat for the last 10 years on that amount. Whereas I told you earlier that Imam Abu Hanifa, Imam Malik, and Ibn Taymiyyah, they say she doesn't have to pay until she receives the money in her hand. She doesn't have to pay zakat on her dowry unless and until she receives the thing in her hand. Number one. Number two, and it should be more than the nisab. And we told you the nisab is 87.5 grams of gold, which values today on September 17, 2020 as $5,460 US. And the third thing, that she should have this in her hand for one complete lunar year, that is 355 days. And if she receives the money after 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, then, as we said earlier, according to the opinion of Imam Malik and most of the muhaddithin today, she will pay zakat for only 1 year. Only 1 year. Because the money was not in her hand. So after receiving, she should pay zakat of only 1 year only. And next year, of course, now since she has that thing, so she must pay on a regular yearly basis. Now, Zakat on stolen property, stolen assets. For example, somebody lost his money, or he lost in a theft, whatever it may. So whenever he receives the lost assets, he has to pay the zakat. But for example, the stolen property or lost money is received after a long time, there was no hope of recovery, then according to the opinion of Umar bin Abdul Aziz and Imam Hassan al-Basri from the Tabi'een, he has to pay zakat for only 1 year. Zakat for only 1 year. Whenever he received his stolen asset, or whenever he received the lost asset, if it is more than the nisab of the person. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.